We're still here at the American Craft Beer Festival in Tokyo.
Rockin'.
Here with Jamil from Heretic, Albert of
AQ Bevolution.
Oh, how can you forget that?
And Titans.
I'm gonna slap you later. I'm gonna slap you later.
I hesitate because I don't want to make a mistake.
To confirm.
Yeah.
I know his wife personally, dude.
Bevolution.
How can you say that?
Oh, personally, geez.
Yeah, I met your wife before many times actually. She just doesn't talk about me.
You have to get to the bottom.
Many times with a twinkle.
So please don't take it against.
She's a very lovely woman. Very lovely
You
woman.
didn't hear she's the wife of a jealous man. You did not hear this.
But apparently she's a very nice person. Kind.
Don't defend me.
Complete opposite of Albert.
Yeah,
Yes.
Total opposite of me.
Total opposite. I've never met her.
I'm an a-hole. She's nice. She's lovely. So, what are we talking about?
Talking about your wife, apparently.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
my wife, who he's met many times.
Yeah, quite many times.
Yes.
Sorry about
But
that, dude.
honestly, I think we're talking about black beer in Japan.
Black
Oh,
beer.
yeah.
So one of the things, Jamil's not as familiar with that, but so
Wow,
there's
this
a
thing-
movement called Jibiru, which literally means
Local beer.
An area beer. So it comes from that locality. And that was when the first Japanese craft beer boom happened, and then it fell apart because people jumped on it. Oh, I can sell a beer for 1,000 yen,
Right.
but they made shitty beer.
Yeah.
Because they could make a lot of money out of it, they didn't spend the money on brewing.
Big problem about local a lot of times. Yeah.
And so it kind of fell apart, but at that time black
going
beers
limp.
were just the third beer. Put a couple more crayons in it, and that makes it
yeah.
black, and
Right.
2 crayons for the brown.
Right.
And even the light beer was not called a Pilsner or anything else, that was just the light beer, then a brown beer and a black beer. And that's still prevalent, and he pointed out earlier, and that's the case. I mean, he said porter and stout, but yeah, even a Schwartz, because it's black, that's a black beer.
Right.
In a place like that.
Right.
But I think fortunately now, and you've seen that, I mean, the bars that we go to are pretty sophisticated as far as knowing craft
I
beer.
think a lot of them are amazing. I'm just like, this is as good a craft beer bar as you get anywhere in the world. And
That's some high praise right there, John.
I'm sorry, guys.
The quality of the beer.
The gimbal's not working quite nice.
Andrew's going limp. Let's just call it that. That's Andrew. That's Andrew right there. He's going limp.
I've been drinking too much. I've had too many steroids.
So what should we do about this limit?
Can you just lock it in place?
I'm holding it. That sounds dirty too.
Holding.
Yeah,
You're holding
I
fire?
don't know.
He's
You got
holding
some
fire.
blue pills. It might help me out a little bit.
I love blue pills. So we're talking about black beer
Blind
about
spring.
Japan.
Yeah.
That's one that we hit on.
And in fact, we were at a good juncture there because we went through the history of Jibiru and the boom that ended, and the 1 crayon in the light beer, 2 crayons in the brown beer, 3 crayons in the black beer, and all bad, just different colors.
Yeah.
And so we got
Same
to the
taste.
point now where actually the
brewers
bars
in the U.S. still doing that.
still doing that.
All the beers
All right.
taste the same, just different colors.
Just a different color. Use the same yeast, basically same malt bill.
taste of bad. Just different colors.
And so we started to talk about the Japanese bars. So the old Jibiru did that, but now they're pretty sophisticated and they know beer well. And Jamil dropped a pretty bold statement that I, as a Japanese member of the Japanese craft beer community, was pretty happy about. And he said that the bars here are as good.
Oh
as,
yeah, I would say some of the craft beer bars here are as good as any you would find in the world, anywhere in the world.
So where's the best bar in Tokyo?
That you have visited so far.
The answer is Titans.
Outside of Titans, because we have a little bit of a conflict of interest here. Titans is awesome.
Giant conflict of interest.
There's a bunch of great ones. One of my favorite. Albert knows one of my favorites is Watering Hole because
Oh really?
we were talking about Shallow Grave before and chocolate hazelnut porter. And chocolate hazelnut porter would not exist without
Watering Hole.
The Watering Hole, and so
And the owner.
And the owner.
Yes.
He's the only Japanese homebrewer to be arrested.
Wait, what?
Right?
What?
He was arrested for homebrewing.
The only,
I never knew that
He's
story.
the only.
Really?
He's the only homebrewer ever outside the U.S. to win Homebrewer of the Year in the national homebrew competition in the U.S.
The only non-American.
Only non-American.
Let alone the first Japanese, he's the first non-American.
Wow. The only. It's still to this day the only non-American.
Non-American
Really?
homebrewer. He won homebrewing.
He got arrested.
He got arrested for brewing. The homebrewing in Japan's illegal.
And her husband.
Oh, her husband
So
won.
Michiko-san's husband, Ichiri-san,
Wow.
was the homebrewer of the year in America. His recipe.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was 1998, I'm thinking.
History.
something like that.
Yeah.
And so here I am, a new home brewer, and I'm reading some back issues in the magazine. I'm reading about him and his beer and all this and how he made this coconut porter. And what that did to me was open up the world of making, beers with foods. So I started. That's how I was doing this chocolate and hazelnut porter. It's like, wow, because when you first start out brewing, today maybe it's very evident, but back then nobody did flavored beers. It was you brewed whatever style of beer, and then
pale ale, porter.
So reading about that, I'm like, ooh, that sounds really good. That was really fascinating to me. So that's how I did the chocolate hazelnut porter. So one of the things that was really cool to me, the very first time I came here a few years ago, Albert took me down there, and you had told me about him, about the owner and his homebrew bag, but it just, I had lost it. So I'm standing there, and I see this Homebrewer of the Year award. It's a very unique little mini copper brewery trophy that they used to give out. And it's sitting on the shelf, and I'm just like, this is the guy. This is the Japanese homebrewer who,
I didn't know that story
Right.
until after that.
And I'm like, and I'm standing there, and I'm looking at the board and the beers on the board, and I'm like, he's got chocolate hazelnut porter on. I'm like, that beer doesn't exist without this man. And so it was just so cool to me that the world is such a small place, filled with wonderful people, and that we're all so interconnected. I think sometimes people think, well, the beer world in Japan is separate from the U.S., it's separate from the Czech Republic or Brazil or wherever. It's not. We're all interconnected. We're interconnected even more so today with the internet and podcasts and things like that. That what we do matters. What we do in the world matters, and
affects people.
It affects people.
Lots of people.
And you can affect people in the positive or in the negative. So everything you do should be towards, promoting, kindness and greatness and helping others. And, when you do, things like this, it's just amazing to me that the world's that small. A number of people saw that and took from that. And he's affected a number of breweries in the world.
And like I said, affected you, which has affected tons and tons of homebrewers.
It's not.
Uh-oh. There she is. There she is, the legend herself. Is that twinkle back in your eye?
She doesn't remember
I'm
me.
watching you.
She doesn't remember me. Your wife doesn't remember me.
She remembers me.
Yeah, she remembers you.
I remember you. Look.
You remember him?
No. I'm safe.
I saw
I'm
you
so safe.
somewhere.
Wait, you think just because you're a lousy lover, that's going to get you out of it? She can't even remember you?
That hurts, dude. That hurts, man.
Oh, now you're admitting you did it.
No. I have to go now.
Sorry.
You were going to lose that no matter what.
I'm
Either
pretty
you're a
red
lousy
now.
lover or you did it. You got two choices.
I look at you.
It's not at a bar. That's how it was.
Okay.
That's how usually the story
That's
starts.
how it always starts.
Ah,
When you're in a
just
bar.
tired.
With a girl in the bar. You met both these guys before, apparently. You don't remember that?
Not me.
No, just me.
Oh, yeah.
Just me.
Yeah,
Just me.
yeah,
Just me.
yeah,
Just me. And she said, "You look like Mr. Bean."
A little bit.
Yeah, you do kind of look like
Yeah, it is
Mr.
Bean.
Bean going
What's
on.
his name?
He's got purple socks, by the way.
So does Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I like purple.
His name is Eric. It's funny because
Stop, please. Stop, please. Your husband's gonna hurt me.
his looks are very memorable. You could etch those in, but his name is Eric,
Yeah.
which doesn't resonate all that far. Eric.
She needs
Remember?
lots of guys. I'm just saying.
Be careful, dude.
No, I.
That's alright. He meets lots of girls.
Ali.
That's the way it is.
Yeah, he does.
Lots of guys.
Eric.
But she only has eyes for Albert, so.
That's good. That's good.
That's cool.
Oh, he's a sexy
See,
man.
I'm
He's sexy.
if you gave me a moment, I would have pulled it out.
That's good.
Yeah. Jamil?
She means lots of guys. She only has eyes for
Tell
you.
me.
That's why she doesn't remember these other guys.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, then they did.
Actually, I want to
So
know.
we're back to that again. With people, we hit it off pretty quickly and
Well,
understood.
you know people that you like and people that you don't like. You know, within a few minutes, you know if you like somebody or not. You just kind of tell, right?
Well,
Yeah,
we work in that industry where we have to
Yeah.
meet people in like 40 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
We know within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
He is not the like a bubbly, friendly guy. You know, he doesn't
No,
talk to
no.
everybody, and he won't. You know, often he can be reticent. He can be a little bit cold
Almost
sometimes.
standoffish.
Oh, that's
Standoffish.
Yeah.
Standoffish. That's the
Yeah.
proper word.
I'm a very warm, loving person, but
Yeah,
to
at the
most
core.
people,
But
I'm
you
not.
got to take that time to get to know him.
Of course.
I don't
And
know
so
you, I'm
we-
not gonna be-
We put that time into each other, and it was just a long conversation. But
You aren't going to hug anybody right away.
No, yeah.
it was a home brewing, probably.
Yeah.
But so I mean, the truth is, so we got to give a shout out to Mookie if this camera's on.
His camera's on.
Smoke and Mookie,
Smoke
the co-founder, co-owner, and brains behind the brewery of Devilcraft, was a home brewer and a disciple of Jamil, a fan of Jamil's beers. He listened to the Brewers Network, but Mookie's kind of an ornery guy. And so he's the only guy I know that actually calls bullshit on Jamil. I mean, he actually questions.
You keep saying that, but he totally denies.
Well, in front of you, he
Yeah.
totally pulled his tail. And I was like, in front of you, he didn't quite have the balls to step up and attack you directly. But no, he is an ultimate person who questions everything. Looks in, and he should be that way. I mean, yeah, he doesn't accept it just because
Yeah.
Jamil says it. He's
Oh,
not
I'm the
gonna
same
accept
way.
it.
I
He's
question
going to look
everything.
into it. He's going to test it for himself. He's going to say, you know what? Yeah, he's going to make sure that what Jamil said is true through his own experience, through his own. But that's what he should do, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you learn. That's how you become a good brewer. And he is a good brewer. Their beers are great. And I listened to them have a conversation last night. About brewing for 10, 15 minutes, and it was, way miles above my head. But I was so impressed that Mookie was right there with Jamil on every point. Yeah, this guy's done his studying, man, and so I was impressed by that. But, so when I first went to San Diego for the CBC, Mookie was the one that said, you gotta find Heretic's beers. These are Jamil's beers. And he had just started that a little bit before then. He was a home brewer forever, but as a pro brewer, his career is rather short compared to his brewing experience. And so at that CBC, I'm looking around for some beers, and I found in a bucket. The old CBC was smaller, and it was more intimate and more fun. And they had buckets of beer all over the place, and you could just pull all these random bottles and find the bottle. And there was in the tin bucket, there's a bunch of beers, and I noticed Shallow Grave. And there was Shallow Grave in this bottle. I'm like, holy shit, that's Heretic. And popped that baby open, brought it back in 2 plastic cups without anything, and handed it to Mookie. I said, try this. And that he had been telling me forever, you gotta try these beers. And I passed it to him, so holy fuck. So that's the cleanest beer I've ever had. He said, what is that? And I'm like, you told me. Because Jamil's always about hygiene and keeping your shit clean and all that stuff. And of course, he's all, that's the cleanest beer I've ever had. And I was like, I cannot believe this. Because at that point, I've never been a home brewer. and I've been a beer drinker for a long time, but I'm not that much of a geek and that much of an analyzer of beers. I do that now because I have to, and I need to be able to explain to people. But I like it. If it's good, I like it. And if it suits me, I like it. But that was the first time I understood the word clean in a beer. You don't use that normally. Average people don't say, oh, this beer's really clean. I had that beer. Holy fuck, that's clean. That is the cleanest thing. And Mookie too. Yeah, I told him, it's Jamil. He's like, oh, fuck, yeah. There you go. I told you. And then I started to, then we had our thing going, and we had that long conversation. And after that, we just grew on each other. And it took time, but now here we are.
I do have a question. You guys and the Devils, what's one crazy night you guys have?
Crazy?
Yeah, you guys must be crazy.
One crazy night or all the crazy nights? Or?
Well, we have lots of crazy nights, but like not that crazy, honestly. So basically, if you're telling a wild story, it involves us drinking beer until late at night.
You had a full head of hair.
Oh.
I was rocking it out.
Sorry, that was before I got in the beer business. Full disclosure, that was not 5 years ago. I did have a ponytail. This is true, but Jamil never saw it. Not in person. Not in person. That was a long time ago. But at this age and in our experience, it's that. No, we've had tons of late nights drinking and enjoying beers and just going on like this. He doesn't like talking until he likes talking. He finds the scene that he likes, he finds the topic that he likes, and then he talks forever. He keeps going because he loves to talk when he's engaged.
I'm excited about something.
And so, Mookie's good at engaging him, and Jason is pretty good at engaging him also. Long conversations. But no, we never got arrested together or tore down Tokyo. Or, I don't think you do that anymore. Maybe it's a short weekend.
There's the past.
Sorry, we don't have a more sexy answer like we.
That's fine.
Involving like chorus girls and police and gangsters and we'll work on that one. For now, late night beers and a lot of conversations about as wild as we've got.
I guess my last question is what would you want Japanese to understand about the beers you make and the beers you sell?
Well, so the most important thing to us in our brewery is that, number one is safety. I don't want my people to be harmed in any way.
And a beer's a dangerous place.
Yeah, of course. So I think when I first started, I thought, quality is going to be number one. Safety's number one, and it has to be. And then it's quality. And then I don't list anything past that because I don't really care about selling beer or marketing or profit or anything like that. I think if you look at quality first and you really focus on that, the rest of it comes. And so we do absolutely everything we can to ensure the safety and quality. And that's our focus.
Okay.
And so can I answer the question that you didn't answer? Because the question was, what would you like the Japanese beer drinkers to know about the beer you make?
Quality.
That the quality and safety is
oh God, you guys are so hilarious, man. Some of my new best friends right here.
What do you think the Japanese beer drinkers should know about it? I want them to know that the brewery that they are supporting is one where, we care about our employees. The team that makes the beer you're drinking, it is their passion. And that they do it not because they're paid, crazy amounts or that, it's like slave labor or anything. It's because, it's because they love what they do and they believe in what they're making. And that they're treated well, and that our total focus of everybody there is that what we make is we want people here to drink that same beer. That's so important about AQ Bevolution is they treat our beer like food. They're the only distributor that does anywhere in the world, and so our beer gets here and it tastes delicious here.
Oh,
it's the same beer that you would have in our tap room back home. That's how well they treat it. Nobody else does. They all say they do.
Yeah, thank you, kind sir. Thank you so much.
You can travel to our tap room and drink it, or you can just drink it right here, and it's fantastic. That's exactly what we want. That's why we're in this relationship, is because I feel like, you know, they're treating our baby right. You know, the people here are experiencing the joy we have about, you know, great beer. You get to enjoy it here.
He's given me that compliment lots of times, and we appreciate that. But yeah, you understand what he's all about with us. He's that tells you what he's about. It is the quality. He wants the beer to taste good. And yeah, I think to answer your question that Jamil didn't answer, I think what he meant to say was that he appreciates the fact that they appreciate good beer, and that's what it is. And for him, it's that appreciation of, they're not just knocking it back. They're not just it's not just another beverage. It's something that they value too, and they appreciate.
Well, we talked about, you know, the cost and all that, and the price, and that it's expensive. It's not cheap, but people here in Japan will pay for quality.
Yes, they will.
More than anyone else in the world.
And they understand.
I understand, you know, look, just explain to me why this is expensive. You know, talk to me about the process and the ingredients and everything that makes it a great beer. And, you know, if you can justify it, absolutely, I'll pay for it all day long. Mm-hmm. You know, where so many places in the world, they're like, I don't care if it was made from gold, from a unicorn. So it's one of the things I love about the, you know, just the whole Japanese craft beer scene. It's fantastic.
It's the same answer for us. Yeah, we want them to know that we value the beer. This is the beer that I often use this phrase. I think I coined. I might have stolen it from somebody, but I want the server and the drinker to take the same care of the beer as Jamil took in making the beer. Mm-hmm. I think we owe that too. Yeah. So the server has to take care of just as much, and the drinker has to appreciate as much as the brewer put the time into making a great beer. And we all have that responsibility. And the beer drinkers here do. And so that's what we appreciate. We tell them the quality, they appreciate the quality, and it works for all of us.
In here, as compared to anywhere else in the world, the question I'm always asked is, how is it? You know, taste this. Tell me, is it the same quality that you have in the U.S.?